So boys, we are back. This is the second episode of the Baltimore Orioles franchise mode here in MLB The Show 18. So last episode was that team overview, looking at the team, seeing what we had, all that kind of stuff. But today I went and I checked and I saw there was some, I guess, slightly OSFM rosters. I don't know if I want to wait for the OSFM rosters to drop because it's going to take a little bit of time, and I want to just start doing and actually playing this franchise mode on YouTube. So I went and I picked that roster up. I saw it just to see who's on it, see who was added, all that kind of stuff. And it seems like they did add a couple players that I know on the league. Like we have, before we had Francisco, obviously, 73 overall, 23 years old. He's a catcher. Then we have Austin Hayes there, 70 overall, 22 years old at center field. We have Ramirez at starting pitcher, 69 overall. We have Vielma. We have, who else is down here? There was someone else, a couple other players. We have Mullins, we have Hess, Araujo. Let's see. We have Mountcastle, DJ Stewart, their left field. We have a few players that are new on this team. We have DL Hall, I believe. I remember seeing in the top prospects for the Orioles. So we have a few more top prospects here on this team for the Orioles franchise I did not see last episode, so that's an improvement, I guess. But if you take a look around the league, we have, obviously, in Atlanta, where is he? The Braves, we have, all the way down here, we have Ronald Acuna, 76 overall, 20 years old, in right field. Like, this seems to have, like, the top 15 players or prospects on every single team in the game. So I think it's pretty much good enough, because if you're starting to get like top 30, top 40 prospects, it's going to take a while, and I just want to get right in this franchise mode and get immersed in what we could do with the Orioles. So I think the team's good for what it is right now. It's not like we're missing out on top prospects that will absolutely dominate the team and make us a way better team than we are right now. It's just not really going to happen. The 55th like best prospect in your team is just going to make a huge difference in your team. It's just not really going to happen that way for us. So right now, we'll go ahead and take a look at our lineup. It doesn't really change much of anything. I believe there was some overalls that were changed in the update. I'm not really sure if there's really major changes, but we have Tim Beckham there, 81 overall, Trey Mancini there, 81 overall, Manny Machado, 89, Chris Davis, 77, Schoop, 86, Adam Jones, 78, Mark Trumbo, 72, Colby, 75, and Caleb Joseph at 74. But you have Francisco there, 73 overall catcher, our best player in the organization, I'd say, overall-wise and potential-wise. And then we have Ryan Mountcastle, we have Yelma, DJ Stewart, Austin Hayes. Hayes would be a good player in the future, too, to replace Adam Jones. But we have Cedric Mullins, so we have some players on the bench that can get a little bit of time in the spring training if we really need to this season. So I'll just go set a couple of the rosters there for spring training, sim the spring training, because it doesn't really matter too much in the end. And then we'll finally head out to the regular season and see what our boys can do this season. But first, we gotta do one more thing, and that is checking out the free agency, because there's a few decent free agents. Oh yeah, there's one other thing too. If you check on the roster, there is Alex Cobb now finally on the roster, like he should have been last episode. There he is. So he's our second best pitcher. There's 77 overall, in the mix between Dylan Bundy and Gosman for basically second. And then we have Bundy, Noah, we have Cashner, and we have Jeffrey Ramirez there at the bottom. But we'll go and take a look at the free agency, see what's there, and all that kind of stuff. So right now, at relief pitcher, we have Tony Zych there, top of the list, 80 overall, 27 years old. We have Trevor Rosenthal there, 80 overall, 27 years old. Joe Blanton, Henderson Alvarez, John Lackey, Jeremy Hellickson, Greg Holland, Brandon Phillips. We do need some backups right there. I'm kind of thinking of signing Melky Cabrera for a backup for the outfield, because I believe our outfielder prospects aren't as good as they are right now to go and fill in as a backup role. So maybe adding Melky would be a decent bat in the lineup if we need backups, need be in down the stretch in the season. So Melky, let's see what he wants for a roster spot this season. So he wants $3 million per year. That's a little bit tough there. He is 33 years old. We got to keep that in mind. So we dropped that down to 2. Let's see how far we can invigorate his interest. So 2.5 mil, that would work for him for 2 years. A 1-year contract. We could do that for 2.5 mil. We do have a little bit of money, not too much money, but still just a wee little bit if we want to go and make Melky Cabrera a contract offer that he cannot refuse. Next up, we do have JP Howell on there. As for like relievers, I don't really think we need much relievers, because the relievers in this team are actually not that bad. Because if you take a look at oh, we can't sort it right there. We'll just go to the roster. Relievers, we have like Darren O'Day. Holy, he's 87 overall now in this update. So 87 overall, Darren O'Day leading the team. We have Michael Givens. We have basically, I guess, Richard there, 72 overall. He is third, and he's 72 overall though. Maybe we might need a reliever or two. We maybe might sign a guy as like a 75. Just kind of bridge the gap between the overalls, because 10 overalls down from your second to third guy is a little bit iffy right there for me, especially considering that we want a team that has a little bit of depth there in the bullpen down the stretch. So take a look at some relievers right there. Howell was a candidate we could get maybe for the team. Let's go to relievers. We have Tony Zych. Joe Blanton wouldn't be that bad either. Trevor Rosenthal would be great to have in this team, but I'm not really sure about that. You have Dan Runsler. Okay. So Dan, he does have a good home runs per 9. His Ks per 9 is pretty good at 84. Hits per 9 is 62. But the thing is, you're not going to be playing all 9 innings as a reliever. So we just need some higher numbers, maybe in those categories, especially hits per 9. But velocity 83. We have 55 for control. I don't know if that's that good though. Yeah, we need kind of more basic stats on his breaking ball and his control and stuff. We just need better stats out of Runsler if you want to get him. Next, we have Howell. JP Howell wouldn't be all that bad. His breaking ball is pretty good, 84 right there. He comes in, throws a couple breaking balls, strikes at a couple players. That'd be good for us. His Ks per 9 is 68 though. It's more of a... I heard this year it's more based on Ks per 9 than anything this season. But I guess Dan Runsler is 84 overall. That isn't all that bad there for Ks per 9. Even though he's not playing all 9 innings, it's still good to have. 83 for velocity. We'll just keep on looking. We have Oliver Perez, 81 Ks per 9, a 95 on his breaking ball. Holy. Oliver Perez wouldn't be that bad, actually. He did play in Houston, not last season, a couple years ago. So he did play in Washington. He had a 4.64 ERA. Ooh, that is in real life, too, so it won't necessarily... But next up, we have Justin Grimm there at 74. His breaking ball is a 97. He's only 29 years of age. Let's see, he got a 5.53 ERA. That doesn't really matter all that much. He was in the Cubs for a couple years, won a World Series championship with them. Justin Grimm. So I'm thinking of maybe Grimm or Perez at this point. You also have John Lackey on here as well. Decent all-around player. He'd fill in pretty well for us. He had a 4.59 ERA. Pitched 170 innings. Okay, so Blanton, how did Joe do? Not that good with limited time. Rosenthal, when you take a look at his Ks per 9, 94. 94 in his velocity, 99 in his breaking ball. His clutch is 68. He's probably the best option for us. But he wants 3.2 mil though in the bullpen. Ooh, I would give him like 2 years, maybe 1 year. If we can get him at like 2.7 per year, like Rosenthal, that's not that bad for a good reliever like himself. So Trevor, we can give him 2.7. Tony Zych. Does Tony only want that much money? Okay, so the only issue is coaching staff, and his region is not close to home. Let's see Rosenthal. He doesn't really matter. Wait, so he wants like 5 years though. Let's say we give him 2 years. I would definitely offer him this contract though. 80 overall for a 27-year-old reliever that has stats like 81 hits per 9, 80 Ks per 9, 86 home runs per 9. His breaking ball and his velocity, I know his velocity is his best thing, but it was great last year with the Mariners. And if we can get him on that deal, that'd be crazy for us because that'd help us out tremendously. I get him on a 2-year deal just to hook him a bit for... I'll give him his money. I'll give him 800K. Why not? Make him an offer. So roster is full right now. Okay, we'll just release the guy right there. Who should we release right there in relief? We have dudes like Ryan O'Rourke. Just get rid of him right there. Don't need him. Tony Zych off from the contract. Cool. So he accepted the contract. Get Tony Zych on a steal of a deal. 800K per year. For 2 years and an 80 overall 27-year-old reliever that was pretty decent last season in Seattle. So that's great to see that. Now we finally have a decent looking bullpen to start off this season in the spring training. So take a look at that. We have like Brad Brock, we have Michael Givens, we have Darren O'Day, we have Zach Britton. They're at closer. Then we have some dudes like Noah. We have who else? I don't think they put him on the roster yet, because I think he has to be put on the 40-man. But look at this starting pitching lineup, though. That is just trash. Chris Tillman, ooh, it looks brutal right there. 67 overall. So we got to do something about that starting pitching roles, because a 67 is just not going to cut it, especially if the guy is Chris Tillman of all people. So we got to go and take a look at what we could do to get rid of what we have in Chris Tillman. He was so good a couple years ago. I remember that. Ugh, it sucks to see Chris Tillman go down like that, but just the way it is, I guess. The way the business works. So we'll go take a look at starting pitching. We have Henderson Alvarez there. He wouldn't be that bad, but 3.1 mil per year is kind of iffy right there. I don't want to give money to a guy that we just signed the free agency right there, like Henderson Alvarez. I want to put that towards a bigger fish. But anyone else? Jeremy Hellickson. Who would play for cheap, though? I want to see that. Who would actually play for cheap for the Orioles? Heston. He's better than Chris Tillman. He's got a decent breaking ball. Last season played for the Giants. 16 ERA. He only pitched like 6 innings though. San Fran, he was decent a couple years back. Edison Volquez. Was he on the Royals a couple years back? Yeah, he was. Volquez isn't all that bad. He's alright. He's better than Tillman, but how much does he want though? 2.6 mil? Hell no, I'm not doing that. Unless we do like 2-year deal, 1-year deal. I give him like 1.5 mil. Unless we have a lucky run, we have no real chance of making the playoffs, or even not even anywhere close to winning the division in a couple of years, because we need to build up our bullpen, or not our bullpen, but our starting rotation, because it is a disaster right now though. We gotta make some trades this season, set up a few pieces to go and develop for the next season and the season beyond to make us a contender there with a rotation in a few years, because right now it's not looking like that at all with the roster we have. We have like dudes like Yanoa, we have Bundy, we have Cashner, but those dudes like Cashner is 31 years old. That's probably one of the older pitchers we have in the roster, which is not that bad. But at least we have guys like Dylan Bundy, who's 25, Noah, which is 24. We have Gosman, who's 27, not that bad. We have Cobb, who's 30 years old. He would play decent for the first couple years there for us. And we have guys like Yefry Ramirez there, 24 years old, coming up the pipe. Hopefully going to be good in a couple of more years to start for the Orioles, like David Hess as well too. So right now, we'll go and change the lineups and see how our players can do in the spring training, the limited action they have right now. Okay, so I was looking at catchers there for us, and I didn't realize how close Caleb Joseph and Chance Sisco are at overall wise though. Sisco only is 73, Joseph only better by 1 overall point, plus he's like 7 years older than him as well too. Yeah, he's like 8 years older than him. Should we just give Sisco a chance to start at catcher this season, or do we leave him in the minors though? I want to know what your opinions are on that, because I don't know. I just have no clue how we should develop Chance Sisco. Do we start him now, or do we leave him in the minors in the AAA for a year and see how he develops right there? Because that might be a good idea, but you never know if we give him the shot right now, if he takes it and thrives off of it. We'll go and give him the start right there in the spring training for most of the games. His overall goes up too as well, 77 now if you go and put him as starter. So hey, Chance Sisco wants to play. Maybe give him the chance to play, and he will excel tremendously. Okay, so I just went and made a mosh pit of lineups right there for spring training. It doesn't really matter too much what we put in them, but I'll just give some of the prospects some time to play and see how well they play in the spring training. So take a look at the calendar. Facing off against Minnesota there for the first game. We'll probably sim up until, I don't know, the Yankees game, see what we're doing, because it doesn't really matter too much to me, but I just want to see if our boys could play well. So looks like Richard Diapers did, oh no, flexor strain, okay. Let's keep him active right there. Any other injuries? Okay, he's back. We lose a lot, but okay, so our record is 5-12 right now. Our pitchers, looks like we'll take a look at pitching. Let's go to rotation. So Gosman has a 4.76. We have 5.32 from Bundy, 6.23 from Cobb, a 6.92 from Cashner, and a 0.82 from Chris Tillman of all people. So Chris Tillman's killing it right now at starting pitching, I guess, for the spring training of all things, but it doesn't really matter too much to me. If you suck, you suck. If you win, you win. But in the end, it does not matter because it's basically just training for the regular season. So, anything else we could do on here for... let's see. Lineup-wise, we have Austin Hazer 146. We have 250 from Santander, Machado 150, Davis 277, Schoop 295, 235 from Rasmus, 235 from Trumbo, and 186 from Cisco, Mountcastle 271. So some of them are playing good, some of them are playing bad. Doesn't matter too much to me. We'll go and sim pretty much the rest. Like the last couple games, we'll go and throw in some of our major players for the majority of the lineups. We'll go sim up to the Yankees game again and sim through. And we have a 7-17 record. Tillman's still killing it at .56 ERA, 16 innings pitched, 14 strikeouts. He's killing it right now. Let's see the lineups. We'll just go sim a couple more games up until probably the last. We'll just play second last game. We'll do that. Sim through there. There you go. So 7-20. Terrible right now, but I don't care. Let's go to the lineups. Again, 178 from Hayes, 246 from Santander, Machado 161, Chris Davis 247, 328 from Schoop, 212 from Rasmus, 195 from Trumbo, 177 from Cisco, and 194 from Mountcastle. Okay, let's go check out rotation-wise. Gosman 597, Bundy 566, Cobb 656. 470 from Cashner, and a 129 from Chris Tillman, killing it right now. Let's see Zyke heading pitched, 1 strikeout, not too bad right there. Yanoa 9 ERA, okay. Let's see Richard, he's a 176, pretty solid right there from him. Miguel Castro 445, Darren O'Day 470, Britton didn't play at all really, holy, didn't even play him. The rest, yeah, it doesn't matter too much to me right there. Let's go see our overall stats. Who led us, who did not play well at all. Hits, Scopeless, and hits up until the bottom. We have Cedric Mullins and Suzak. We have home runs. Machado led us with 4 home runs. RBI 11 from Schoop. Stolen bases 2 from Manny Machado, 2 from Santander. Batting average, looks like Cedric Mullins led us in batting average along with Luis Sardinez. DJ Stewart 353, killing it right there with 34 at-bats and a 353 average. Then we have Jonathan Schoop there, 328. You have Vielma at a 308, Trey Mancini 297 or 293, 247 from Chris Davis, Santander at 246, Valencia 241, and so on and so forth. Then with the rest, you have on-base percentage. It looks like Cedric Mullins led us again, along with Schoop for major players. Slugging, we have Mullins, OPS, Mullins. Walks, we have Francisco there taking the walks. Strikeouts, we have Chris Davis and Trumbo, obviously, 2 power hitters right there. Doubles, we have Santander. Triples, we have Mark Trumbo. We have Sardinez and Austin Hayes. Let's see, total bases, we have 35 from Schoop. And let's see the rest. Let's do a fielding percentage. So Beckham, all these guys played well. When it comes to the field, Francisco, not too bad there for his first couple starts at catcher in the spring training. Innings overall, Chris Davis, Mountcastle, Schoop, WAR. So Schoop led us with a 1 WAR at .9 for Manny Machado. Let's see. There's strikeout percentage. 40% from Suzak, 33.3 from Cedric Mullins, Chris Davis 321, Santander a 31.5. Anything else of noteworthy? Nah, not really. Wins. Dylan Bundy led us with wins for the pitchers. Losses, Alex Cobb with 5. Saves, we had 5 from Darren O'Day. Innings pitched, we have Dylan Bundy with 35. Gosman and Chris Tillman leading us there, or not really leading us, but he still did solid there right there. We had 9 walks from him, 17 strikeouts, and so on. But walks, looks like Bundy led us with 11. Strikeouts, we have 28 from Bundy. ERA, you know, had a terrible ERA right there, but it looks to be that Asher, Tillman, Donnie Hart, Richard, and then we have Michael Givens, Darren O'Day, and so on right there for ERA. Whip, we have Yanoa, Bundy, Cobb, Castro, Gosman, and so on. And right at the bottom there we have Asher, Tillman, Givens. They're doing really well. Then we have let's see. The rest doesn't really matter too much to me, really. Home runs. It looks like Gausman led the most. Hit by pitch. We had Gausman only one. Okay, that's pretty solid. WAR. Who led us with WAR? Bundy did. Okay. So Dylan Bundy led us in WAR. Chris Tillman, 0.6. I'm surprised that it's his face. Oh no, Chris Tillman is on there. Okay. 0.6, not that bad for Chris Tillman. Ks per 9, we have 19.29 for Brad Brock. Okay. So Michael Givens, 9.64. Of course, the reliever is going to have a better overall thing for strikeouts per 9, but still Kevin Gausman there, an 8.16, not that bad. It's pretty respectable there from Kevin Gausman. And we have Chris Tillman there right behind him with 7.29, and that's about it right there, pretty much for solid stats. So looks like we'll just go take a look at the batting average there for the American League. There it is, hits, at-bats, doubles, triples, home runs. We've Stanton's 9 home runs. Oh no, he's just gonna tear it up there in the AL East this season with the Yankees. But Marcus Stroman there with RBI, 22 RBI. Okay, he's doing well. Runs, Jed Lowry. Stolen bases, Nunez. Base on balls, Jed Lowry. Slugging percentage, we have Alex Bregman. OPS, Alex. Wins, we have Shoemaker. Losses, Danny Salazar. Saves, Andrew Miller. ERA, Marco Estrada, they're killing it there in Toronto with a 1.97 ERA there in the spring training. Carrasco, we have Jordan Montgomery. Runs allowed, there it is. Strikeouts, and that's basically about it there. We have wins from Tanaka. James Paxton there, I believe he's Canadian, isn't he? He is. So James Paxton at 90 overall, 29 years old. He is killing it there. That is awesome to see that, though. A fellow Canadian, James Paxton, respect right there. Let's see, batting WAR, we have Blake Swihart, you have Xander Bogaerts, batting average, you have Alex Bregman, and we're back. Okay, so I went through all that. My throat is very dry, but I'm tired of looking through all this spring training crap. I just want to get to the regular season. Let's go sim that right through there. So we had one game back, doesn't really matter too much. It's one game. I really don't care. We won that one at least, 1-0 against the Mets. Finishing off spring training on a high note after a terrible 8-20 spring training. You just gotta win at the end of it. Just kind of put the cherry on the crap cake that we made of a spring training. But anything else? Cobb, 3 hits. He had a solid end to his spring training there. Didn't allow any runs. And a shutout today on the day for us right there. So advance to the regular season. So opening day there for us, we have Michael Pineda on the Twins versus Kevin Gausman there from the Orioles. Take a look at acquisitions there. It seems to be that there's scouting available finally. Okay, so now scouting is available. First time doing scouting this season on the Show 18. Let's take a look if it's still the same kind of thing. It looks to be the same scouting scale. Okay. Franchise home. So let's see this. It looks to be the exact same as last year. There's a ton of players scouted already, but we need to scout some more and get some better overall scouts. So these guys are trash. Besides for maybe Perry and Gregory, the rest, I guess even pitchers for Haskett is not that bad. But Newell, get that garbage out of there. We do not need Newell there for our scouts. So we'll go and just get rid of him. How do we do that? Just go back to the management. Let's go to contracts. Get rid of Haskell. We do not need him. Right there. Okay, budget. Breakdown, same as last year. Right there. So let's go see. Newell, it wasn't Haskett, it was Newell. So, Newell, who should I replace him with? He's making 1.5 mil. We find an even pay scale there for a better player or a better scout. In the Central, we do have Fred Valentin. Okay. Efficiency, we have it right there. We have Shipley. He's pretty efficient. Anyone that has efficiency and pitching, that's not that bad. Because we need to find some pitchers, though. Our team is trash when it comes to pitchers, though. Like, we need pitching bad. Let's see. That's a 70. That's not bad, but he's not in the right region, though. Is Newell our best shot for pitchers, though? A 63, okay. This guy's efficiency is better, though. He's making the exact same amount of money. You might as well just replace him. Right there. He's got better efficiency, same overall for pitching. Might as well just hire him anyway. Do some scouting right now. So Haskell, let's go do his scouting. We'll go put him in looking for pitchers there in the international. It looks to be kind of like he's good at finding. He's good at 58. He's not that bad at finding, so we'll go and get him on the finding for pitchers in the international. Command, we'll put him at a lefty, I guess. I don't know. Get him finding some pitchers. Then Fred, I think his name's Fred. We'll put him on the pitching efficiency, so we'll just go and find some pitching already that's in the central. Central pitching. We'll put him on Lewis Funk. Why not? Hugo Scout Lewis Funk. Then Gregory, put him on discovery for positional players right there in the West. Put him. We'll go find, because we need to find infield or outfield. We have, you know, we'll go outfield. Find some speedy guys with some fielding. How about that? In the West. And then we have Perry right there in the central for pitching. He's good at both, so that's pretty good to see that. So we'll go and put him on. Let's see, we could find for central positional players. So could we find any of those guys? We need to actually get some scouting on those though, because we have barely anybody. So we have Gregory on the West, but can we go and get some discovery guys though? Let's go see if we can find a better guy for more so scouting for the central when it comes to talent. So we have Perry. Get rid of him for who else? Central. We have West, Central, International, and Central. So we need East. Is he making the same? He's making less money. Okay, 84. He's got better discovery. Pretty good efficiency. Let's see, 92 position. Okay, so we need to find some discovery though, that's for sure. Discovery is on the mind right now. So we have East. We'll hire Peoples, why not? Seth Peoples can get the job done. And then we have Haskett. Can we find a better guy for Haskett? International, making 1.9 mil. International. We have Wolf. Efficient. He's good at pitching. We need to find some discovery right there. We'll go and replace him right there. So we'll go and redo the scouting. So we have Wolf there. We'll get him discovering some pitchers there in the international. Get some velocity right there. Then we'll go and get Peoples on the discovery for positional players in the East. Actually, we'll do that. So Ophiel, we'll go and get him on contact, and we'll go contact and fielding. There you go. So now we have our scouts that are on the way, trying to find some players, trying to find the best players for the future. Let's go take a look at our games and see how our roster is good for our opening day. So we'll go to our lineups, get rid of all these players we do not need on this team. It looks like Cisco made the team for the 25 man. That's cool. Austin Hayes not gonna be our DH though to start off the season, unless we can find something better. I'd still like to give Valencia a chance and put Hayes in the minors, because I want Hayes to develop his hitting a bit more before he comes to the major leagues. So Austin Hayes, I'll leave him there. Danny Valencia, bring him down the lineup. We do not need him right now. We're right where he is right now. Replace him with Tim Beckham. Can Tim lead us off well? He's got some decent speed. His hitting's not the greatest, but let's see Schoop. I think Jonathan Schoop could have a good shot to be our leadoff guy this season. Adam Jones, even Jonesy wouldn't be that bad too. Let's see, anyone else? Chris Davis, nope. We have Manny Machado, not Manny, they'll leave him at third spot. Chris Davis at cleanup's good. Scoop, we do need him at, we'll put him right there. Tim Beckham, decent contact. Mancini, he'd be great for second spot, or even leadoff as well too. Trey or Scope? Trey or Scope? You know what, I'll get Scope leading this off. He played tremendous in our spring training. Why not give him a shot at leadoff, because he deserves it this season. So Jonathan Scope, put him at leadoff. We have Trey Mancini in second spot. We have Manny Machado at third. Chris Davis at cleanup. We have Tim Beckham after him. Then Adam Jones, Danny Valencia, Colby Rasmus at the power. Let's see if is Danny good on getting on base. He's decent. You know, we'll go and put him ahead. Beckham. We need a guy, because Chris Davis, if Manny Machado gets on base, he can bring him home with some fire. Tim Beckham. Adam Jones gets on base. Colby Rasmus with some power down the lineup. And Danny Valencia with some contact. Chances go, no real hitting ability from him yet. Caleb Joseph, same kind of deal right there too. So really not getting any better hitting if we put Cisco or Joseph at catcher. Our second lineups though, so I guess this is right-hand DH as well. Gotta keep that in mind. So Jones is better against righties. That's good to see that. Beckham, same kind of. He's all right. Chris Davis, good. We're going putting him right there at 4 spot. We'll leave probably the same around roster right there for the righties as well. Mancini. Okay, so you just move these two guys right there. Okay, that looks good. Then lefties. Okay, gotta look at our left-hand hitting. So Valencia is good. What do you fit right there, though? That's the question. I think you might be able to get on base. Danny, should you put him at the top of the lineup like that? Trey Mancini, same kind of thing, though. We'll put him at 2nd spot. Danny Valencia, put him down the lineup right there, further down a bit. Chris Davis is not looking that good for power, though, against lefties. It's good to have Manny right there. Let's see Schoop. Schoop, will put him right there. Jonathan Schoop. Or should you put him at leadoff? I think he's a good leadoff hitter, though. That's the thing. Colby Rasmus. Colby, we gotta throw him in the lineups, though, too. Gotta remember that. Santander's a good guy for backups. Austin Hayes, we'd like to play. Should we play him right there, though? That's the thing. His fielding is not the greatest yet. Colby Rasmus is better overall for, but his hitting is just terrible, though. We gotta leave. I'll put Hayes in, actually. We'll do that. We'll put Hayes in, because their team is not really expected to make the playoffs, so might as well just put in a guy who can develop along the way. He's better than Chris Davis for that. We'll do this right there. Valencia is better right there. Okay. We can fire away some bombs if need be. Chris Davis, I'll throw him lower down in the lineup because he cannot hit at all, though. When it comes to lefties, though, he is garbage against lefties. He's more so, yeah, not put him up there. And Jones, heck, even put Jones ahead of him, too. Even though Jones is worse, I do not want Chris Davis hitting right now, though. That's the thing. We'll do this. How about that? I feel better doing this. There you go. So, against no DH, okay, we'll do the same kind of thing. Schoop at leadoff. And then we'll throw in Mancini. Then we'll throw in Manny Machado, leave him there. Danny Valencia, maybe you'll leave him right there. You know, we'll go and put Austin Hayes there. Or even Tim Beckham. We'll put Tim Beckham. Then we'll put Hayes ahead of Chris Davis. And I think that looks pretty decent. That's alright. Cisco at the bottom of most lineups because he cannot hit at all. Just kind of leave him down there a bit for the first start. Chris Davis right there seems decent. I think our lineups look solid to start off the year, though. Jonathan Schoop, we're putting all our eggs in the basket for Jonathan Schoop because he is a tremendous talent, and we need to give him all the talent and all the at-bats to go improve. He's basically he's our second best player overall wise, but he could be better than Manny Machado if he puts his head to it, though. That's the thing. Jonathan Schoop is great. I don't know if he's Manny Machado talent yet, but he can get better than him for sure, guaranteed, if he puts his mind to it. So I like our lineup right there. Our lineup is pretty underrated, I'd say so myself, when it comes to that. Rotation-wise, it is stinky as hell, though, for a rotation, though. I'm not going to argue about that. It is bad. So we have Kevin Gausman, Bundy, Cobb. Where is he? Where is he? We got to go find Chris Tillman. I do bug about Chris Tillman a bit, but he played tremendous, though, in that spring training. I got to give him that. But was it just spring training magic, though? That's the thing. Because I don't know if I want to trust him really yet. He does have experience. Does he have any quirks to him at all? I don't know. Should we give Chris Tillman a chance? I just want your opinions of that because Chris Tillman is a good player. Well, he was a good player, but he played well in the spring training, though. We got to give him a roster spot just based on the fact that he played so well. That's the thing. Is there any players that are getting rejected because they are younger? Cashner is 71. David Hess wouldn't be that bad to have on the roster as well, too. He is young. He could put in some time. But we'll probably leave him down in AAA because he would get some good innings there in the AAA. Jeffrey Ramirez. He is older. Okay. No, he's about the same age. He is the same age. I think we should probably bring guys like Waj up. Yeah. We'll bring up Waj. We'll bring down Jeffrey because we do not need him right now. Ugh, should we go? Yeah, we'll bring him down. We need to give him some time in the AAA. Right there, we'll bring up Waj, put him at the MLB level. Because these younger guys need to develop first, and I don't want to ruin their talent by putting them on a stinky team like the Orioles bullpen or rotation right now, though. I don't want them exposed to that. So we'll go in the rotation right there, throw in Waj right there. So you have Givens in the long relief right there. We have Tony Zike. We have Richard, played well. Donnie Hart right there, 68 overall. B potential, 27 years old. Darren O'Day, Brad Brock, and Zach Britton. Let's see the free agency, see if anybody was dropped from their rosters right there. So we'll go to our free agents. So we still have Trevor Rosenthal on the relief market for free agency. Is there anybody else we could find? Jeremy Hellickson, John Lackey. How much would John Lackey like to be paid? 2.8 mil? Heck no. Oliver Perez, still 2.1 mil, but could we lower that down a bit actually? Oof, nah, I'll leave it right there. I think we're good right there for our roster for opening day. It seems to be fine. Didn't really do a lot in this episode. We kind of just simmed spring training. Saw what our roster was after adding the sort of like OSFM roster is not as extensive as OSFM, but it still covers a little bit of ground when it comes to prospects. And that's pretty much all I need from my experience in the Show 18 because, let's be honest, most of those guys, like some of the younger, or the lower overall guys, never make the team. And most of them, honestly, just go and retire after the first season, though, due to poor free agent market. So, you gotta remember that, too, is that most of those guys in there do not make the roster, don't make an impact. You need the better overall guys. I get that by the prospects. You get the better overall prospects with OSFM. But if you can get a small roster update like this, I think it might be fine for the franchise mode, just based on the fact we get the best prospects in MLB in this franchise mode. So, right now, let's take a look at our roster before we do opening day. There's our starting pitching right there. Not the greatest. Our relief is better with Tony Zike in the middle right there. Kind of offers a little bit more. He's got a good contract. He's younger. He's got some good stuff to him. I like Tony Zike. Then we have closing pitching. You have Brad Brock and Zach Britton right there in the MLB. Catchers, we have Chance Cisco there at 77, 23-year-old talent. Then first baseman, we have Chris Davis. Let's see, Jonathan Schoop at second base. Putting him at leadoff, putting all our eggs in the basket, seeing if Schoop is good. Hopefully he delivers with all the at-bats he gets. Third baseman, we have Tim Beckham. We have Mountcastle. Shortstop, we have Manny Machado. At left field, we have Trey Mancini and Santander. Then center field, we have Adam Jones and Austin Hayes. Right field, we have Danny Valencia, Colby Rasmus, Mark Trumbo in the waivers right there. I really honestly wouldn't really play him too much because he's going to digress or regress very badly this season with his age and basically the time he's going to be put in at the at-bats. He wouldn't have got much time at all this season, and his overall would just plummet anyway. So Mark Trumbo, might as well just get rid of him at the beginning anyway and just kind of leave him, just kind of brush him off to the side a bit and bring in the youth movement by having Austin Hayes and Santander in the lineup rather than him. So what is our MLB roster right there for opening day? Not too bad, not too good. I don't like our starting pitching, but hey, we're going to have to roll with that for this season and try and make some trades and improvements this season through acquisitions and so on. And even the draft too. Our draft, I hope we get a draft pick. Find some studs in the 2018 MLB draft. Hopefully find one of our starters of the future at starting pitching. So anyway, I guess let's start off for here. Next episode will be, let's go check out what the next episode will be. Yeah, well, might as well just do opening day anyway. So opening day versus the Minnesota Twins, Michael Pineda versus Kevin Gausman. Our ace versus their ace. They're not really considered traditional aces, but they're basically our best pitchers, so hey, they're pretty much our aces. But anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more Orioles content, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.